Hey Chargers, so I'm gonna be going over the Rising Senior presentation that I did with you all last semester in social studies classes. I wanted to record this in case some of you were out sick or anything like that. That way you don't miss any of the information that you might need. So also please come see me because I created folders for every junior and I still have a couple extra so I know that some of you missed, which is why I'm doing this presentation. So within that folder, I did have a college information tracker, which is going to help you in, if this is your route, by the way, we just are starting out this way because it might be beneficial for you to know. But yeah, so first things first, we need you to fill out your name and ID and all of this down here. So if you don't know your rank in GPA, you're going to want to go to Skyward. I know this is the outdated one because I did this last semester, so it should be the same process. Just go to Skyward Q now and go to Portfolio and you'll click Rank Letter. And then you're going to write down the rank by rank, right? Quartile by quartile. And then to find your GPA, you're going to want to go back to Portfolio and click Unofficial Transcript. And you're going to write the GPA by GPA. So next, if you don't know your SAT score, you can always log in by downloading the Big Future School app and entering your phone number. Or you can log in via collegeboard.org, clicking my SAT and scrolling down. If you know your login information for College Board, please put that here. Okay. So, big thing, I need to go back to this. If you don't know your login, you're gonna have to call them. And it's gonna be so fun. But you'll be fine. Just call them and say, "Hey, I'm trying to log into my account. I can't get in. Can you please assist me?" And then they'll ask you a couple of things, what's your security phrase, things like that. So, yeah. And so the next one that I put in your folder is this automatic admission requirement sheet. So we basically had them learn about what a quartile is. A quartile is just a fancy word for 1/4 of your class. So think of it like cutting a pizza into 4 slices. The top 25% is first quartile, top 50% is second quartile, top 75 is third quartile, and 100% is fourth quartile. So how do you figure out your quartile? Well, it should have been on your rank letter, but you can also find out by taking your class rank that you had on your college information tracker divided by the total number of students in your class, which right now is 324, but you're gonna have to go based on what's on your latest rank. By the way, if you did summer school, then you would get a new rank by the end of September. So if you didn't go to summer school, it's gonna be the same. The only thing that's gonna be different for sure is the total class size, because right now we're at 324. I think before the break we were around, I don't know, 310. So that could help your chances of being higher in the class. So anyways, you're gonna divide your class rank. Let's just say if you're ranked 322 out of 552, it would be 322 by the total number of students. For the sake of the example, it's 552, which equals 0.58. When you multiply that by 100, you get 58%. So that means you're in the third quartile because you're between 50 and 75. So for this chart, in order to find the third quartile, you go here. So it'll be this pink area. In order to find out if you are automatically admitted to a college, you're going to go to that college and go all the way down to your column. So you would read this. I actually cannot read that right here, but there is a copy of this again in those folders, but also online on my website. I believe it might say individual review. What individual review means is that they're going to look at your participation in clubs and, what you do outside of school, like helping at your local church. They want to see you as a whole entire student, not just based on what's your academics, because there might be outside factors that are causing you to perform at a different level than usual. Um, but yeah, so that's why they'll look at you individually. The next one, let's just go to this one. So for Lamar University, you're gonna go down and it says that you would need, I think it says 1080. It could say 1280. But ACT you would need a 21. So if you don't have those scores, you would just move on. Once you do have those scores, you would just highlight it and just keep going down. These are out of state schools. These are Texas schools. And make sure to read this comments on the side so that you can see whether they have scholarships or any other opportunities for you. This is also in your folder. It's the 4 quarters of senior year. I'm not going to go over this because I have a time limit on this screen recorder app, but it's there for you online as well. So what do you want to do? Do you want to do college, military, trade school, workforce, or are you still thinking about it? Whatever it is, there's a place for everyone. So let's talk about military. So military academies are highly competitive and prepare students for service in the officer corps of the Army, Navy, or Air Force. The U.S. Military Academy at West Point, U.S. Naval Academy, and the U.S. Air Force Academy. The Reserve Officer Training Corps is a college-based program for training commissioned officers of the United States Armed Forces. The ROTC scholarship is available at many different colleges and universities and includes full tuition benefits. Enlistment in active duty or the reserves requires a commitment for 4 to 5 years, depending on the branch. Please know that I can help connect you with a local recruiter, help identify the variety of MOSs available that are tailored to your set skill, and then registration for a local ASVAB administration to identify an appropriate military career. I will be hosting one on campus, I believe this semester, so stay tuned for that. So for career, if you're considering into going into the workforce, you want to make sure to research careers that match your interest. You can use tools like Schoollinks, Texas Reality Check, or Career One Stop. And make sure to ask yourself, what am I good at and what do I enjoy? You also want to make sure to build your resume and include any part-time jobs, internships, volunteering, and leadership roles, and track your skills and commitments and accomplishments. Sorry. Also put you want to gain experience, look for summer jobs, apprenticeships, and job shadowing, and attend career fairs or industry panels. You also want to learn about the certification programs, explore trade schools and community college programs, or you can also check out dual credit or CTA pathways that we offer at Crawford. You also want to talk to people in the field, so conduct informational interviews. You can ask teachers, family, or mentors about their career paths. And this is for those interested in college. This is how to make a list of colleges and trade schools in Schooling. So you do want to make a list of 5 to 7 schools. You can have 2 target, 1 reach, and 2 safety schools at the minimum. So in Schoolings, you're going to click on colleges, school search, and you adjust the filters to meet your needs based on school type, campus location, acceptance rates, and more. And you're just going to click the heart to add any school to your list of favorites, and then go to final list to add the colleges from your favorites to one of the 4 categories. So college admissions and enrollment exams. Some schools are test required, some are test optional. So make sure that you know what is required for your schools of choice. It could have changed this summer, so be sure to know. Most schools accept either SAT or ACT. So all of you guys should have took the SAT March 5th this year. Those test scores can be used for merit-based scholarships and For TSI exemption at public schools, students on free and reduced lunch, please know that you're eligible for a fee waiver. So come see me if you need one and so that you can find out the testing schedule. Many schools require students demonstrate college readiness in order to enroll in classes, so please know that enrollment is different than admission. Texas public colleges and universities require students to exhibit these through test scores, which for ACT you need a 40 on reading and writing and a 22 on math. For SAT you need a 480 on reading and 530 on math. And then for the TSI, you're gonna need, it's different. If you do the diagnostic, which is the additional questions, you will need the scores on your right. If you didn't get a diagnostic, that means you passed on the first part, then it would be the scores on the left. Creating your application. So there's a couple different college application platforms that you can apply through. There is Apply Texas, which is for all Texas public and most Texas private universities. Common App, this one has 20 Texas universities, but more than 1,000 others worldwide. There's Coalition, which has 6 Texas universities and more than 175 others nationally. Then there's the Common Black College application, which houses applications for more than 50 HBCUs on one app. And then, of course, some colleges do have their own application process on their own websites. So regardless of which platform you choose, please create your account with your personal email address because your school email address will shut down at graduation and you might need access to these sites afterwards. So the college application process. Please know the different deadline types. There's early decision, which is a binding commitment in which if you are accepted, you are obligated to attend. You can only apply to one school this way, and most deadlines are in November. So please only apply to this school if it's your top choice and if you're sure you are able to attend, even if they don't give you scholarship. So we also have early action, that's a non-binding commitment, and you can apply to multiple schools this way. And most deadlines are either in November to January. There's also a restricted early action. This one is restricted in that it only allows you to apply to one school this way, but it's not binding like early decision, which they call ED. Then there's priority. I want all of you to at least do priority, if not the two that I just spoke of, because most priority deadlines can provide early consideration for scholarships. Most deadlines are in November or December, and you can apply to multiple schools this way, and it's non-binding. There are regular decision deadlines, which are around January or February, and this one also allows you to apply to multiple schools. So the process is you're going to want to submit your app using the platform of your choice. Make sure that your application is listed in school links. Please make sure to do this. This is super important because if your application isn't loaded, we won't be able to send your documentation. Log in to your college portals as soon as you receive login information. Please put that information on the college information tracker that was in the beginning of the slide. You will pay your application fee unless you have a fee waiver. Send test scores if applicable, and request teacher or counselor recommendations in person, and then follow up with a school links request, which is where it'll all happen. So make sure to add all applications into school links. Common App does automatically sync, so if you're using that, you might not have to worry about it. But if it's any other platform, you will have to manually update the statuses as well. Once you add an app, your counselors will get these requests, and this is where you can track whether they've sent it. In this instance, they did not. Please remember too that if it's not required, some colleges might not look at it because they have so much to read. But if it is, it would notate it here, and you can request this way. Some call some applications might have checklists for you before you can even mark it complete, so make sure to do those. What is holistic review? Holistic review looks at the entire student in and out of the classroom. The review committee will examine the traditional test scores, classroom grades, but will also assess the applicant's achievements, work experience, extracurricular activities, essays, and more. So it looks at the student, who they are in their heart and also in their head. The pro of this is it provides colleges an expanded look at a student beyond the traditional. The con is it takes longer to receive admission decisions, as the committees take adequate time to review. While some schools still have auto-admit based on numbers, more and more are incorporating the holistic process to round out their student body. So ranking, transcripts, and college apps. If you are zoning out, I need you to please bring it back in for this slide. This is super important. So FBISD provides rank and quartile to a student separate from the transcript, which is in your Skyward Portfolio tab. Rank will not be included on the transcript as articulated in the new rank policy, which is that Fort Bend is no longer a ranking district. So if a student doesn't want to share their rank, they won't, and they will automatically assume that you don't, unless otherwise stipulated in case you do. So let me read this. So students are allowed the ability to provide this information to the colleges of their choice and the opportunity to submit this information with scholarship applications via the rank quartile notification document. So juniors will next be ranked, which has passed June 2025, and again in September 2025. So unless you did summer school, you won't have a new rank, but there will be a new class size. But if you did do summer school, it'll be around the end of September when that rank will be added. If you think that you performed worse this summer, then you might prefer your rank now. There are GPA trackers out there in case you want to see how it could have impacted it. But yeah, so a transcript will also be run in September, which will include all coursework up to summer 2025. And this transcript and rank will be used for most college apps, so they won't re-rank again until February, which means some application deadlines have passed, which means this would be the last rank that they will see until the end of the school year. Students will have the ability in School to select if they want their rank shared. Please note that once a student has selected this option, they cannot change it. I have a video on how to do this, so please make sure to see that. But yes, this is super important. If you click that you don't want to share, we won't. If you don't click anything by a certain deadline, then we will automatically think you don't want to share. So if you do want to share, make sure to click share, but make sure not to just skip and hurry through that question, because again, you cannot change it after you make it. So scholarships and financial aid. Scholarships are free money that the student does not have to pay back. This is a way for a student to bridge the gap between cost of attendance and the amount of money the student has saved for college or trade school. Academic scholarships are based on GPA test scores and academic achievements. Merit scholarships stem from success in sports, arts, or community service. Needs-based scholarships support students who demonstrate financial need. Specialized scholarships are targeted at specific demographics, majors, or career paths. Scholarships can be funded by colleges or external organizations such as the Houston Rodeo. So how to find and apply for scholarships. Students will have to spend their time researching and applying to scholarships, which can be a part-time job. But please know that you should start as early as possible, even right now, because most scholarships are repeated annually. You're going to want to utilize your resources to identify scholarships, including school links, your college's internet research, friends and family, but also me. Make sure that you complete the scholarship application, including any required recommendations or transcripts, and meet all deadlines. So how to find scholarships and school links, you'll browse to the Finances Scholarship Matching tab. Use the eligibility, interest, and colleges filters at the top to locate scholarships that match your needs and pursuits. The system will display the matching scholarships when you click the blue View Matches button. Review the matches and mark favorites using the heart symbol. You can also apply directly from school links. These scholarships are posted by your campus, your district, and by school links. So applying for the FAFSA or TAFSA. This is a graduation requirement, guys. So please know that it's free for the federal student aid or for the Texas application for state financial aid. So that's otherwise known as FAFSA or TASFA. Both of them enable students to apply for loans, grants, scholarships, and work-study programs. Both should open up October 1st, but there have been updates lately and it's been opening around December, but this year we're going to pray that it opens up on October 1st. And all seniors will have to complete this or an opt-out form as a graduation requirement. So I'm going to give a couple seconds for you guys to take a picture of this. This is the CCR website, which hosts this presentation as well as all the other forms. And follow the College and Career Center on social media. I have the @ above for Insta, X, and YouTube, and the @ below for Facebook. So let's get ready for senior year, class of 2026. This is your time. Make sure to know your goals, stay organized, ask questions early, meet your deadlines, enjoy the moments. Whether you're headed to college, military, or career, or still figuring it out, senior year is about setting yourself up for success. I'm here to support you every step of the way. And that is it. Thank you so much, everybody, and let me know if you have any questions.